I'm 68 years old, where my name is Henry Cooper, and I'm a retired electrical engineer who worked at MIT for 40 years, focusing on robotics and computer systems. Back in the 1980s, when I was setting up the first personal computers, my grandson Brandon wasn't even born yet. At Thanksgiving dinner, Brandon, who's 17 years old as a TikTok sensation with 200,000 followers, teased me, "Grandpa, you don't even know how to turn on an iPhone, haha," where everyone at the table laughed. I smiled, but I took note. 2 weeks later, I logged into Brandon's TikTok account, where it took me 10 minutes to crack his password showing Brandon 2007 as predictable. I filmed a video of myself in the garden in my pajamas doing Brandon's viral dance. But I'm 68, clumsy, and absurdly funny, and I shared it from his account. Within 24 hours, it got 5 million views with comments like, "This grandpa is legendary, and better than Brandon." But Brandon's cool image was shattered where he's now the kid whose grandpa went viral. I will tell the end of the main events at the end of my story. Brandon apologized. "Grandpa, you were right," where I said, "Accepted. But remember, never underestimate the elderly, because we invented technology and you just use it." If these kinds of true stories interest you and you want to listen, please subscribe to the channel, because every day we share life-changing true events that are shocking and emotional. In Boston, at my son David's house for Thanksgiving dinner, there's a large table with 12 people, including me, my wife Linda, my son David, his wife Sarah, and 3 grandchildren, Brandon, who's 17, Emily, who's 14, and Jake, who's 11. The food was good with turkey, mashed potatoes, and cranberry sauce. But the real treat was the family conversation. Brandon was playing with his phone as usual on TikTok, with head down staring at the screen, while swiping his fingers showing swipe, swipe, swipe. Sarah: "Brandon, put your phone down because it's time to eat." Brandon: "Just a second, Mom. I'm uploading a video." David: "Brandon." Brandon sighs and puts his phone down, but 2 minutes later he picks it up again. I watch silently where Brandon is my oldest grandchild as a smart kid who's one of the best students in high school, but he has a problem showing ego. TikTok phenomenon with 200,000 followers, where he makes videos including dancing, comedy sketches, and cool teen content that's popular at school where everyone knows him. But sometimes this popularity goes to his head. The moment of ridicule. After dinner in the living room, everyone is chatting where I'm sitting in the corner on the couch drinking tea. Brandon is FaceTiming with his friends loudly so everyone can hear. "Yo, bro, I'm at Thanksgiving with the family where, yeah man, it's so boring, ha ha ha." Then he looks at me and starts teasing me. "Hold on," he says into the phone, then to me. "Grandpa, do you use TikTok?" "No, Brandon," I say calmly. "I don't." "Ha ha ha, of course you don't," he says laughing. "Grandpa, you don't even know how to turn on an iPhone." His friends laugh on the phone. "Ha ha 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 ha, old people." Everyone at the table is silent where Sarah says, "Brandon, don't be rude." But Brandon continues, "No, Mom, chill. I'm joking where Grandpa doesn't know about technology and it's normal. That's his generation where they read books and we watch TikTok showing evolution." Everyone laughs uncomfortably where Emily and Jake are silent because they know Brandon's ego. I just smile. "Yes, Brandon, you're right where I don't know about technology." Brandon: "See? Grandpa admits it, so it's all good." But inside I'm taking note. "Brandon, you just made a big mistake, but you don't know it yet." That night, talking with Linda. We returned home from Boston to our house in Rhode Island as a 1-hour drive where in the car Linda says, "Henry, Brandon was rude to you and I'm so sorry." "It's okay, Linda," I say. "He's young with an ego, and it's normal." "But you worked at MIT for 40 years as a robotics engineer, so don't you know computers?" I laugh. "Of course I do, Linda. Where I assembled the first IBM PC in the 1980s. I worked on internet protocols in the 1990s. and I developed smartphone sensors in the 2000s. So before Brandon was born, I was creating technology. Then why didn't you tell Brandon? Because Linda, I say, smiling, sometimes the best way to teach people is to show them, not tell them. Linda looks at me curiously. Henry, are you planning something? Maybe, I say, maybe. Morning, I'm sitting in my workshop in the basement of my house showing this is my cave with 3 computer screens on the table, a soldering station, old robotic parts, and lots of cables. Linda upstairs. Henry, are you coming out for lunch? In a minute, Linda. I'm in front of my laptop doing research. Target, Brandon's digital footprint. Step 1. Found his TikTok profile showing at Brandon Cooper _17 with 200,000 followers, where latest video 2 days ago has 500,000 views as dance video using a trending sound. Step 2. Instagram showing at brandon.cooper with 15,000 followers and photos of cool poses with friends and sports cars. But the cars aren't his, where he's just posing next to them. Step 3. Twitter/X showing at Brandon Coop with 5K followers and tweets mostly TikTok links, sometimes hot takes as young, inexperienced thoughts. Step 4. Email where I know Brandon's email since I sent him an e-card on his birthday. brandon.cooper2007@gmail.com. Now the critical question. What is Brandon's TikTok password? I can try password recovery. I log into TikTok, click Forgot Password with email, brandon.cooper2007@gmail.com, and I click Send Reset Link. But I need access to his email, so what is Brandon's email password? I'm thinking where Brandon was born in 2007 at 17 years old, and his password is probably simple because young people don't use complex passwords. Combinations I can try. Brandon 2007, Cooper 2007 to Brandon 17, Brandon Cooper. I log into Gmail, click Forgot Password where I try recovery with the phone number, but I don't have his phone number. Different approach. Social engineering. Social engineering. I call David, my son and Brandon's father. David, I have a question. What was Brandon's phone number? I want to send him a birthday message. Dad, Brandon's birthday is in March, 6 months from now. I know, but I want to prepare early. David is suspicious but gives it. 617555XXX. Thanks, son. Now I'll try Gmail recovery with the phone number. Gmail. Forgot password. Email. brandon.cooper2007@gmail.com. Try another way. Text message to 33-2255678. Yes, this is Brandon's number because the last 4 digits match, but the SMS code will go to Brandon's phone where I can't see it. Dead end. Different approach. Security questions. Gmail sometimes asks security questions like, what was your first pet's name? Or, what is your mother's maiden name? I'm trying where Gmail. Answer security question. What is your mother's maiden name? Sarah's maiden name. Brandon's mother's maiden name. Williams, and I know it. I type, Williams. Gmail. Correct. Create new password. Bingo, I'm in. Access to Brandon's email. I'm in Brandon's Gmail with hundreds of emails in the inbox, where most are spam, TikTok notifications, and school emails. I search TikTok password reset. I find it from 6 months ago when Brandon reset his password where he wrote in the old email. New password. Brandon 2007. Perfect because Brandon is probably still using the same password. I log into TikTok. At Brandon Cooper _17. Password. Brandon 2007 logged in. I'm in Brandon's TikTok account with full control. But now what do I do now? At my workshop, I'm thinking where I got into Brandon's account. But now what do I do? Option 1. Delete the account. No, that's terrible because Brandon would lose his 200,000 followers, and that's cruel. Option 2. Share a video that's embarrassing. No, this could expose Brandon to bullying, and I don't want that. Option 3. Share a video that's funny, but harmless and educational. Yes, this could work. But what kind of video? I think about it where then it hits me. Brandon's most viral video. 2 months ago, Brandon did a dance challenge showing renegade dance that was huge, getting 800,000 views, where Brandon became famous with that video. So what if I did the same dance? But I'm 68, clumsy, and absurdly funny. It would be both funny and send a message. Grandpa can do TikTok too. But I can't dance because I'm 68 where my knees hurt. I ask Linda, "Linda, will you teach me to dance?" Linda is shocked. "Henry, you're going to dance?" "Yes, for TikTok." "Henry, you want to do TikTok?" "Yes, an experiment." Linda laughs. "Okay, Henry, but I'm going to film it too because this is going to be hilarious." Dance lessons. Linda and I are dancing in the garage where Linda opens Renegade Dance Tutorial on YouTube. Video. Step 1. Whoa, move with hands forward, then back. I try where my hands are uncoordinated as Linda laughs. "Henry, you're moving like a robot." "Linda, I made robots for 40 years, so of course I'm like a robot." We continue with 1 hour of dance practice where finally, there's an acceptable level, not perfect, but funny. "Okay, Linda," I say. "We'll shoot the video tomorrow." Sunday morning, video shoot. In our garden at 9 a.m., it's a sunny, beautiful day. I'm wearing pajamas showing blue-striped and old-fashioned where my hair is messy, and I don't have much hair left anyway since I'm 68, and I'm wearing glasses showing thick-framed engineer glasses. Linda is filming with her phone. "Okay, Henry, are you ready?" "I'm ready." We turn on the TikTok sound, showing renegade dance music where the bass is thumping and the rhythm is fast. I'm dancing showing whoa move where my hands are clumsy, then spin where I stumble but recover, then wave where my arms are stiff like a robot. Linda is laughing so hard the camera is shaking. "Henry, ha 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 ha, you're amazing!" 45 seconds where the dance is over and video complete. Linda: "Henry, this is perfect!" It's hilarious, but also wholesome, where people will love it. "I hope so," I say. "Now I'll edit it." Video edit. At the workshop, I open the video editing software showing DaVinci Resolve as professional tool that I know how to use since it was my old hobby. I import the video where I adjust the brightness, sync the sound, and add a side-by-side comparison with Brandon's original video showing Brandon on the left side of the screen and me on the right, where we're both doing the same dance. Finally, I add a text overlay. Grandpa joined TikTok, #oldbutgold, #Grandpa TikTok, #Renegade Challenge. Video complete at 48 seconds, showing perfect. Now it's time to upload. Upload from Brandon's account. I log into Brandon's TikTok account, where I still have his password. Brandon, 2007. I hit upload, where I select the video with caption. Grandpa joined TikTok, #oldbutgold. I add hashtags, #grandpa, TikTok, #renegade, challenge, #Gen Z, #boomer, #family. Fun, I hit post. Video uploading showing 100%. Published, 11 a.m. Sunday. Now wait. First hour, slow start. The video is live where Brandon has 200,000 followers, but on Sunday morning everyone is asleep or having breakfast. First hour, 500 views showing normal. Comments. LOL Brandon, are you dancing with your grandpa? Cute. Ha 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 ha, this is epic. Wholesome content, good signs. 2 to 6 p.m. Momentum. Afternoon comes where people are checking their phones and the video is spreading. 1 p.m. 5,000 views. 2 p.m. 25,000 views. 4 p.m. 100,000 views, 6 p.m., 500,000 views. It landed on the For You page showing FYP where the TikTok algorithm is pushing the video. Comments are exploding. This grandpa is legendary. Brandon's grandpa dances better than Brandon, ha 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 ha. Old but gold indeed. Wholesome 100. I'm crying, this is so sweet. Linda shows me. Henry, look, 500K views. Wow, I say in shock. I was expecting it, but not this fast. 9 p.m., Brandon finds out. 9 p.m. where my phone rings showing David. Dad, Brandon is calling you where he's really angry, so what did you do? I shared a video, I say calmly. What video? A TikTok video from Brandon's account. Silence, then. Dad, did you log into Brandon's account? Yes, son, the password was very simple. David freaks out. Dad, that's illegal. Hacking. No, David, it's family education where Brandon called me technologically illiterate, and I showed him. Dad, Brandon is really angry where that video has 1 million views and everyone is talking about his grandfather. Good, I say. Maybe Brandon will learn his lesson. David sighs. Dad, Brandon wants to talk to you. I hear the phone being handed to Brandon. Grandpa, Brandon yells, how did you get into my account? Hello, Brandon, I say calmly. Your password was very simple, showing Brandon 2007 as easy to guess. But you shared a video from my account. That's my account. Yes, Brandon, and the video is doing very well with 1 million views, so congratulations. Grandpa, this is not funny. You ruined my image. Now everyone knows me as Grandpa's kid. Brandon, I say with my voice hardening, you called me technologically challenged, where now I've shown you that I know technology much better. Brandon falls silent, then asks, Grandpa, did you get revenge? No, Brandon, I taught you a lesson where there's a difference. But Grandpa, my cool image is gone. My friends are making fun of me. Brandon, if your cool image is being destroyed by a grandpa video, then that image wasn't strong to begin with, where real cool is about who you are, not how you look. Silence where I wonder, is Brandon crying? I don't know. Grandpa, he says with his voice breaking, can you delete the video? Please. I pause, thinking, can I delete it? Brandon, I say, the video has 1.5 million views right now, where if I delete it, it's already too late because everyone has taken screenshots and reposted it, so deleting it won't change anything. Then what am I supposed to do? Brandon, you'll accept it, and maybe this video will be good for you because people are seeing your relationship with your grandfather, showing wholesome and family where people like that. But my ego, your ego is your enemy, Brandon, and humility is your friend. I'm hanging up. Linda. Henry, that was harsh. Maybe Linda, but Brandon has a lesson to learn. 24 hours later, 5 million views. The next day, Monday morning, video, 5.2 million views showing number 3 on TikTok's trending page. News sites are covering it. BuzzFeed. Grandpa hijacks grandson's TikTok. Goes viral. Insider. 68-year-old engineer teaches Gen Z a lesson. Good Morning America. Wholesome grandpa-grandson TikTok talk moment. Brandon's phone is blowing up with DMs, comments, and media requests. And me, I'm just sitting in my workshop drinking tea. Linda, I say, I think things are getting out of hand. The viral frenzy continues. The video now has 8 million views, where it's one of the most viral grandpa content pieces in TikTok history. But more importantly, there are side effects. Brandon's account is blowing up, where his follower count has gone from 200,000 to 450,000, but 80% of the comments are about me. Where's Grandpa? More videos. Brandon, bring Grandpa back. Grandpa greater than Brandon. Sorry, not sorry. This grandpa should start his own account. Brandon is freaking out where David calls me. Dad, Brandon is depressed. because no one is paying attention to him anymore, where everyone is asking about you. I'm sorry, son, I say. But inside I feel a little satisfied thinking, Brandon deserved this. But don't worry, it's temporary. But I'm wrong because it's not temporary. It's just beginning. First sponsorship offer. Wednesday morning, an email arrives in my Gmail inbox showing henry.cooper1955@gmail.com as my personal email. From Jessica Martinez, Brand Partnerships, Warby Parker. Subject: Partnership Opportunity with Grandpa. Henry. Email. Dear Mr. Cooper, we at Warby Parker were absolutely delighted by your recent TikTok video. Your authentic, wholesome energy is exactly what our brand represents. So we would love to discuss a potential partnership featuring you and your iconic thick-framed glasses in a campaign. Please let us know if you're interested. Best regards, Jessica Martinez. I read it and read it again. Linda, I yell, Linda, come look. Linda comes over and reads it. Henry, this is a sponsorship offer. Yes, Warby Parker, the eyewear company, and they're offering me money. How much? I keep reading the email by scrolling down. Proposed compensation, $5,000 for a 30-second TikTok video featuring Warby Parker glasses. Linda screams, $5,000 for one video. Wow, I say in shock. I just did it to teach Brandon a lesson, but now this is turning into a job. Linda. Henry, are you going to accept? I think about it showing $5,000 as a nice addition to my pension. But will this hurt Brandon more? Then I think, no, Brandon needs to learn his lesson. And I should maybe take this opportunity to send the message that old people can exist in the digital world too. Yes, Linda, I say. I'll accept it, but first I need to open my own TikTok account. The birth of Grandpa Henry. That same day in the afternoon at my workshop, I open a new TikTok account. Username, @GrandpaHenry. Name, Henry Cooper. Bio, 68-year-old engineer, MIT alum. Proving age is just a number. Profile photo, me smiling with thick-rimmed glasses in the garden. First video, self-introduction. I film it at the workshop where I look at the camera. Hello TikTok, I'm Henry, where I'm 68 years old as a retired electrical engineer, and my grandson Brandon called me tech illiterate, where I proved him wrong. And now I'm here because seniors can do TikTok too, showing age is just a number. So follow me, it'll be fun. Grandpa Henry. Old but gold. 30 seconds showing uploading. Post. First 24 hours. Explosion, the @GrandpaHenry account is live with first video posted. And explosion. 1 hour. 10,000 views, 6 hours. 100,000 views, 12 hours. 100,000 views, 500,000 views, 24 hours. 2 million views. Follower count, 150,000 in one day. Comments. Grandpa Henry opened an account. Legend. Who's Brandon? Grandpa Henry supremacy. Instantly followed. This man is a gem. 68 and on TikTok. Respect. Linda. Henry, you've become a phenomenon. Apparently, when I say smiling. But Linda, I'm not doing this for ego, but to send a message. Older people belong in the digital world too, where we can be there too. Brandon's reaction. Friday evening, David calls. Dad, Brandon saw your account with 150,000 followers in one day, where it took him 2 years to reach 200,000. I know, son, but Brandon's followers are still growing where he went viral too, thanks to me. Yes, but Dad, Brandon is in your shadow now where everyone is talking about you, and he feels like a failure. My heart sinks because I wanted to teach Brandon a lesson, but not to destroy him. David, I say, I want to talk to Brandon face to face, so can he come here this weekend? I'll try, Dad. Saturday afternoon. The doorbell rings, showing it's Brandon alone where his parents have left him. I open the door. "Hello, Brandon," I say calmly. "Hello, Grandpa," he says with his voice tired. He comes in where, in the living room, he sits down on the couch, and I sit across from him. Silence with only the ticking of the clock. "Brandon," I say, "do you want to talk?" He lifts his head with tears in his eyes. "Grandpa, you ruined my life." My heart tightens. "Brandon." "No, listen," he says with his voice trembling. "I worked for 2 years with 200,000 followers, where I filmed videos every day including dance, comedy, and trends. And I became popular at school where girls started talking to me and friends thought I was cool. But you destroyed everything in one video. Brandon, your followers increased to 450,000 now. But they don't love me," he shouts. "They love you. Every comment says, 'Where's your grandpa?' Where I'm just grandpa's grandson now without any identity of my own." Tears stream down his cheek, showing a 17-year-old boy crying. I stand up, sit next to him, and put my hand on his shoulder. "Brandon," I say with my voice softening, "look at me." He looks at me with his eyes full. "Brandon, I didn't ruin your life, but I taught you a lesson. And maybe the lesson was too harsh, where I'm sorry for that. But Grandpa, you did it on purpose, where you hacked my account and humiliated me." "Yes, Brandon," I say honestly. "I did because you disrespected me by calling me tech illiterate in front of everyone. And I, when I was young, invented technology where before you were born, I was working on the internet. And you come along and say, 'You don't know,' which hurt me." Brandon hangs his head. "I'm sorry, Grandpa, where I didn't know, because you never talked about your past. Because, Brandon, I don't like to brag where I like to be humble. But you were full of ego saying, 'I have 200,000 followers. I'm cool. Grandpa doesn't know anything about technology,' where ego blinded you." Brandon cries, "You're right where I'm selfish because I thought I was so important. But now everyone loves you, and they're forgetting me, and I don't know what to do." I hug him tightly, showing a 68-year-old grandfather hugging his 17-year-old grandson. "Brandon," I say whispering, "you don't understand where people don't love me because I'm famous, but because I'm authentic, showing I'm a 68-year-old man dancing in my pajamas, which is funny, wholesome, and real. But you're trying to look cool with fake poses, trending music, and fake confidence where people see that and they don't like it." Brandon looks up. "So I'm fake?" "No, Brandon, you're not fake, but your image is fake where the real Brandon, smart, funny, and kind, is lost behind the cool Brandon image. So what should I do?" "Be yourself," I say simply. "The real Brandon. Because if you're real, people will love you where the number of followers doesn't matter. But authenticity matters." Brandon thinks for a long time. Then, "Grandpa, you're so smart." I smile. "No, Brandon. I'm just old where I've lived 68 years and learned a lot. And now I'm teaching you." Reconciliation. Video, Brandon. "Grandpa, I have an idea." "What?" "Let's shoot a video together on your account where I'll apologize to everyone. And maybe we can create content together as a grandpa-grandson duo, so what do you think?" I think about it, showing good idea where we both win. "Okay, Brandon, let's do it." We're filming in the garden, standing side by side where Brandon is talking to the camera. "Hey everyone, Brandon here where you know my grandpa went, viral from my account. And at first I was really angry. But then I understood where I was disrespectful to him by saying he didn't know technology. But he's an MIT engineer who creates technology where I just use it. So Grandpa, I'm sorry and thank you, because you taught me a lesson showing ego is bad and authenticity is good. And now I'm going to try to be my real self." Then I speak. "And I forgive Brandon because he's young and he made a mistake, but he learned. So now we'll create content together as grandpa and grandson, showing old and young as different generations with same love. So follow us. Grandpa and Brandon, family goals. The video ends where we both smile, hugging the camera. I post it from the @Grandpa Henry account. Viral 2.0. The video gets 10 million views in 3 days. Comments: "This is so wholesome. Crying real tears, family greater than everything. Brandon redemption arc, love it. Grandpa Henry is the best," where Brandon learned his lesson. "I need a grandpa like this." And Brandon's account is growing too, showing now 600,000 followers. But this time they're real followers because when you create original content, people love it. December 2023, first collab videos. Brandon and I film a video every week where sometimes it's on my account and sometimes on his. Video 1. Grandpa reacts to Gen Z slang. Brandon teaches me Gen Z slang. No cap, bussin, and slay. I don't understand, with funny reactions, 8 million views. Video 2. Teaching Grandpa TikTok dances. Brandon teaches me new dances. I fail, but have fun. 12 million views. Video 3. Grandpa's engineering tricks. I show Brandon simple robotics. Brandon is amazed. "Grandpa, are you a genius?" 15 million views showing our most viral video. People love us because we're real, showing intergenerational love, family, and authenticity. Sponsorships are pouring in. It's not just Warby Parker anymore, where lots of brands are reaching out. Apple. Grandpa Henry using iPhone at $15,000. Nike. Age is just a number campaign at $25,000. ARP. American Association of Retired Persons. Brand ambassador at $50,000 per year. Duolingo. Never too old to learn at $10,000. Total, over $100,000 earned in the first 2 months. Linda is shocked. "Henry, you're making more than you did in retirement." "Yes, Linda," I say smiling. "But this money isn't just for me, where I'm going to share it with Brandon at 50-50 because we're a team." Money talk with Brandon. I tell Brandon, "Brandon, I'm making money from sponsorships thanks to you, where that viral video was on your account. So I want to share the profits with you at 50-50. Brandon is shocked. "Grandpa, no. That's your money. You worked for it." "No, Brandon. We worked together where you inspired me and I taught you. So now we're earning together, and that's fair." Brandon cries with tears of joy. "Grandpa, you're the best grandpa ever, thank you." We hug. 2 months later. @Grandpa Henry, 500,000 followers. Brandon Cooper _17, 750,000 followers. We both grew, but most importantly, Brandon changed. He doesn't do cool poses anymore where he's his real self, showing vulnerability in his videos like, "I had a bad day today. I failed my math test, and sometimes I don't feel good enough." And people love it because it's real. Comments: "Brandon, your transformation is inspiring. Real Brandon, cool Brandon. You're a role model now." Good Morning America TV interview, February 2024, where GMA invites us to national TV. Brandon and I are going to New York, where Linda and David are coming too. In the studio, host Michael Strahan welcomes us. "Welcome, Grandpa Henry and Brandon. Your story has captivated America." The interview is 10 minutes. Michael: "Henry, you're 68 years old, so why did you start TikTok?" Me: "Actually, I didn't start it where my grandson Brandon called me tech illiterate, and I wanted to show him he was wrong, and I became a phenomenon." We laugh. Michael: "Brandon, how did you feel at first?" Brandon: "I was really angry where my ego was hurt, but then I realized my grandfather was teaching me a lesson to be humble and be real. and now I work with him, showing the best decision ever. Michael, that's beautiful. And now we heard something about you guys making money from sponsorships? Me, yes, about $150,000 in the first 3 months, but I split that 50-50 with Brandon because we're a team. Audience applauds. Aww. Michael, Henry, finally, do you have a message for the younger generation? Me, yes, young people, don't underestimate your elders because we invented technology and we created the internet where you just use it. So show us respect, and we can give you wisdom because intergenerational collaboration is powerful. Standing ovation where the audience is on their feet applauding. Brandon looks at me with eyes full. Grandpa, you're perfect. I whisper, no, Brandon, we are perfect. Thanksgiving, 1 year later. Same place, showing David's house in Boston with same table, but everything is different. Brandon isn't on his phone where he's at the table talking with our family and laughing with real laughter. Emily, who's now 15. Brandon, you've changed where you used to be on your phone all the time. Brandon, yes, Emily. I learned where family matters and right now matters because social media is just a tool, not life. Sarah, Brandon's mother. Henry, thank you because you changed Brandon. No, Sarah, I say. Brandon changed himself where I just provided the spark. David. Dad, you're a source of pride at 68 years old as a TikTok phenomenon, and also you taught your grandson life's most valuable lesson. My eyes well up. Thank you, son. Final video. 1 year anniversary. That night, Brandon and I film a video together as anniversary video. Brandon. Hey everyone, Brandon and Grandpa Henry here, where 1 year ago today I called my grandpa tech illiterate and he taught me a lesson, so my life changed. Me. And I became a TikTok phenomenon at 68 years old with 1 million followers. But most importantly, I bonded with my grandson where we became closer. Brandon. Grandpa, thank you because you taught me. Ego is bad, humility is good, and authenticity is everything, and family is the most valuable thing. Me. And I learned the younger generation isn't bad where they just need guidance, and we older folks can show them the way. We both hug the camera. Together, thank you for 1 amazing year, where here's to many more. Grandpa and Brandon, #family. First, #old but gold. The video ends. We posted on both of our accounts. Final stats, 1 year later at Grandpa Henry. 1.2 million followers. Total views, 200 million plus. Sponsorship revenue, $300,000 in 1 year. At Brandon Cooper _17, 1.5 million followers. Total views, 250 million plus. Sponsorship revenue, $200,000, where Brandon now gets his own sponsorships. Media, Good Morning America, The Today Show, Ellen DeGeneres Show Archive, BuzzFeed Insider, New York Times features. TEDx Talk with me speaking on Never Too Old to Learn. Family, Brandon was accepted into MIT with engineering major saying, I want to be like my grandfather. Emily started her own TikTok with wholesome content at 50,000 followers. Jake, who's 12, now started coding tutorials on YouTube as Little Genius. Me, 69 years old, TikTok phenomenon, happy grandpa. Went on a cruise with Linda as sponsored. Received AARP's Digital Senior of the Year award. 2 years later, Brandon's MIT dorm. Brandon is at MIT as freshman year, where we're video calling in his dorm room. Grandpa, he says, smiling on the screen. My engineering professor mentioned your name in class today saying, in the 1980s, there was an engineer named Henry Cooper at MIT who was a pioneer in robotics. And I said, that's my grandfather, where the class was shocked. I laugh. Really? Which professor? Professor Williams, who knew you and said Henry was a legend. Say hi to him. Wow, small world. Yes, Grandpa. And now I understand where you're not just a grandfather, but a pioneer, and I want to follow in your footsteps. My eyes well up. So, Brandon, I'm proud of you because you've changed so much. Where 2 years ago you were a cocky kid, but now you're a humble, smart, kind young man. Because of you, Grandpa, where you taught me a lesson. A hard lesson, but a necessary one. Brandon, one last question. Do you regret it? That Thanksgiving when you called me tech illiterate? Brandon thinks, then smiles. No, Grandpa, I don't regret it, because if I hadn't made that mistake, you wouldn't have taught me that lesson, where we wouldn't be this close and I wouldn't have learned who I am, so thank you for everything. I'm crying with tears of joy. Brandon, I love you. I love you too, Grandpa. The call ends. Linda comes over to me. Henry, are you crying? Yes, Linda, I say, wiping my tears. But they're happy tears because I made a difference in Brandon's life. And maybe in the lives of thousands of young people since our videos about respect for elders, humility, and authenticity, maybe they learn too. Linda hugs me. You're amazing, Henry, where you're not just an engineer, but a teacher. Maybe Linda, I say, but I'm still learning where I'm approaching 70. But I'm still learning from TikTok, from Brandon, and from life. That night, I shoot one last video solo with just me. In my workshop, I look at the camera. Hello everyone, Grandpa Henry here, where 2 years ago this journey began when I hacked a TikTok account. I went viral, and my life changed. But the most important change wasn't me, but Brandon, who learned, grew, and evolved, and I grew with him. Now I'm 69 years old, but I'm still on TikTok, because age is just a number. And if you have passion, energy, and the desire to learn, you can do anything at any age. This is my final message. Young people, respect your elders because we carry wisdom. And elders, don't isolate yourselves from the digital world, because you can learn too. And everyone remember that authenticity is stronger than ego. Thank you for 2 incredible years for following me, for supporting me, and for giving me the most exciting part of my life before I turned 70. This is Grandpa Henry signing off, but not forever. Just see you in the next video. $, Grandpa Henry $, never too old, $, old but gold, video ending. Post, 20 million views in 1 week, 3 years later. I'm 70 years old now, where the journey that started with a Thanksgiving insult has transformed into something beautiful beyond my imagination. At Grandpa Henry now has 2.5 million followers, where I've become a voice for seniors in the digital age, proving that technology isn't just for the young, but for anyone willing to learn and adapt. Brandon graduated from MIT with honors in electrical engineering, where he now works at a tech startup developing assistive technology for elderly users, inspired by our journey together. The money we earned, over $800,000 combined in 3 years, changed our family's life, where Linda and I donated half to MIT's scholarship fund for underprivileged engineering students, and Brandon used his share to pay for graduate school debt-free. But the real wealth wasn't the money or the followers or the fame. The real wealth was the relationship I rebuilt with my grandson, where what started as revenge became reconciliation, and what could have been permanent damage became permanent growth. Brandon visits every Sunday now, where we don't film videos anymore. Just sit in my workshop, drinking tea and talking about life, technology, philosophy, and dreams. He told me last week, Grandpa, you know what the best part of going viral was? It wasn't the followers or the money, but the fact that I finally saw you, really saw you, not as old Grandpa, but as Henry Cooper, the brilliant engineer, the patient teacher, and the loving grandfather who cared enough to teach me a hard lesson. I cried when he said that, because that was exactly what I hoped would happen. Young people often see elderly people as obsolete, as relics of a bygone era who don't understand the modern world. But the truth is, we built the modern world where we wrote the code, designed the circuits, and laid the foundations that the younger generation now takes for granted. We don't need to prove ourselves. but sometimes a gentle reminder helps bridge the generational gap. My TikTok hack wasn't really about revenge, but about opening Brandon's eyes to see that wisdom doesn't have an expiration date, and that respect should flow in both directions across generations. The thousands of messages I receive from elderly people thanking me for representing them in the digital space, and from young people thanking me for teaching them to respect their elders, prove that our story resonated far beyond our family. I've learned that going viral isn't about chasing trends or trying to be cool, but about being authentically yourself. And when you're genuine, people respond because they're hungry for real human connection in a world of filters and facades. Brandon learned that ego is fragile where it can be shattered by a 68-year-old man in pajamas. But authenticity is unbreakable because when you're true to yourself, nothing can diminish you. Together we learned that family is worth fighting for, that mistakes can become teachments, and that sometimes the best revenge is teaching someone to be better. To the young people watching this, your elders aren't obstacles to progress, but bridges to wisdom where we've lived longer, learned more, and have insights you haven't gained yet. So before you dismiss someone as too old to understand, remember they might understand far more than you think, and a little respect goes a long way. To my fellow seniors, the digital world isn't exclusively for the young, where we have every right to participate, create, and thrive in online spaces. So don't let anyone tell you you're too old to learn something new, because age is just a number, and curiosity is timeless. To everyone, authenticity beats ego every single time where people can smell fake from miles away, but they're drawn to genuine like moths to light. So be real, be humble, be kind, and success will follow. And to Brandon specifically, if you're watching this someday, thank you for that Thanksgiving insult, because without it, this incredible journey would never have started. And thank you for being humble enough to learn, strong enough to change, and brave enough to show your real self to the world, because watching you grow from a cocky teenager into a thoughtful young man has been the greatest joy of my later years. I'm 70 years old now, where my knees hurt, my hair is mostly gone, and I can't dance as well as I used to, but I'm still on TikTok, still learning, still growing, and still proving that you're never too old to start something new. This is Grandpa Henry, signing off from this chapter of the story, but the adventure continues because life doesn't end at 70. It just gets more interesting. Remember, respect your elders, stay humble, be authentic, and never underestimate someone just because they're old, because they might surprise you. Age is just a number, wisdom is timeless, and family is everything. Thank you for following this journey, and remember that the best revenge isn't hurting someone, but helping them become better. Grandpa Henry. Never too old but gold. Family. First, intergenerational. Love. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Click on the box on the left to listen to the next story.